Hi, everyone. Welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathy, and hopefully everybody finds their way in this morning. Hi, Carrie B and Christian. How are you guys? All right, so let me turn down my music. Because it comes right through my headphones. All right. So if you're new here, please say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're from. Think about subscribing. We love people to come join our community, friendly community. And anybody that's watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Really appreciate that. And everyone, the thumbs up helps a lot. All right, so let's see. Hey, Lori Day, how are ya? So I was going back and forth last night. Hey, Gayla. I was going back and forth last night about Chachi B. Hey, hi. Good to see you guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody has decent weather. Gayla is in Sacramento. Hey, Sensible Crime. How are you, my friend? And I am in the desert. It's supposed to be 90, 94 today. So nice weather. Nice weather. I like the fall here. It starts to get a little bit more comfortable and can get out and about a little bit more without dying and burning your hands on the steering wheel, because I forget about that. I lived in Huntington Beach for so long that I never burned my hands on the steering wheel. And I swear I've been here 3 years and I still get in my car after being at the store and I'm like, ow, oops, can't touch, can't move. So anyway, good to see you all. I'm looking at the chat to see who's rolling in the door. Couple cases today. Want to go over, I've been kind of on this womb raider kick a little bit. 79 in Sacramento is perfect. You know what, Gayla, I like Sacramento. It feels like the Midwest of California, kind of, and the farmland and Old Town Sacramento is really cute. I haven't been there in years, but I really enjoyed it when I went there, when I had layovers in Sacramento back in the day. Hi, Funda Cruz. Nice to see you. Good. I'm glad you got to see you guys all here. Thank you for coming to a Saturday Live. Trying to get back on track. I want to do Saturday Lives every Saturday as much as possible. This morning, I debated even turning my camera on because I literally was dragging so bad. So if I may just sometimes just do them just so that, because I always I'm like, oh my God, I don't look like I want to be camera ready. So if I ever do them on Saturdays without my camera, that's why. Just like a lazy Saturday. Sometimes you're just like, oh, no, I don't want to look ready. I don't want to get ready, I guess is the point. It really is. I really like Sacramento. It's the capital of California, but it's also very rural in some places. Old Town Sacramento is lovely. So yeah, I really like it a lot. It's a nice place to go and hang out and visit. And I used to do layovers there all the time back in the day when I was a flight attendant. So I enjoyed Sacramento. No eclipse for you. Oh yeah, today's the eclipse, huh? Tickle my throat. So sorry, I took a sip of coffee and it went a little bit weird. You go once a year there to Sacramento? Alrighty, cool. I like it. I like a lot of places. Also, I am going to go to CrimeCon in May. As just a regular person, obviously. But it should be fun. I haven't been to one yet, and this one actually is going to work out. So I booked my hotel at the venue, and I also bought my ticket. I just bought the standard ticket. I didn't buy the VIP or fancy or whatever. But Lori Day and I were talking, and I was thinking about, she mentioned like maybe doing like a meet and greet there. So that'll be fun. I think we should do that. I was kind of like, how do I plan that? I'll just sort of wing it when I'm there. I'll post it on my, on here. I'll post on the community page what we're going to do, where we're going to go, how we're going to meet, and we'll just hang out for a little bit. So that would be fun if anybody's going to go. But it'd be fun to meet other creators and stuff too. I'm really looking forward to that. Got to meet some when I went to the Lori Vallow trial. Not sure how Chad's trial is going to go. We're hoping for it to be televised. That is my really big hope for that one. But we'll see. It sounds like they're considering it, but the prosecution is still not interested. CrimeCon is it's in Nashville. And it's being held at the Inn at the Opry House or something like that, right, Lori? And they actually have booked a discount a book. CrimeCon has a discount, so if you go through their website, you can get in on their book or rooms or whatever, block of rooms that they have booked or held. So it's a little cheaper because I went right on that website and I looked at what it was, and it was cheaper to go through the CrimeCon, link. CrimeCon is in Nashville, Tennessee, which, you know what? Out of all the places in the US, even though I was a flight attendant, I had one layover in Nashville, but it was during the middle of a big old thunderstorm, and the hotel was close to the airport. It wasn't a long layover. So basically went to the hotel, went to bed, got up and left. So I did not, I've never really spent time. Yeah. Really cool. May 31st. Yes. The weekend of May 31st. So Memorial Day weekend, huh? Oh, but wait, no. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Thank you, Lori. Lori put the link, guys, right here. CrimeCon 2024. CrimeCon is fun and funny because they'll do I really wish I would have won when they went in Vegas because Vegas is so close to me, really. But CrimeCon is, this year they did it in September. And then the year before they did it in April. And now they're doing it in May. So I guess wherever they can get their venue, they just have it's not consistent. Like Stagecoach is always the same weekend. Coachella is always the same weekend. Well, CrimeCon kind of bounces around. I guess they just do once a year. And then there's also CrimeCon I think there's a CrimeCon abroad in England too. And then you would drive from California. That's a pretty good drive, but it's not a bad time of year to do a road trip, right? So I'm looking forward to Nashville. I think it'll be cool. And I've been talking about going there for so long. So I'm definitely going. I'm watching airfare. From where I go, it's never cheap to go because I have to fly out of Palm Springs. I could drive to LA, but by the time I do that, I might as well just fly out of Palm Springs. A couple hundred extra. Sounds like a lot when you're looking at a ticket, but then when you think about, well, I got to drive and then I got to drive back. And with the flight times, maybe I have to get a hotel there. So it winds up being like that. Yes, be careful, Gayla. But I think, just be safe, right? But it would be great to meet you. Oh, nice. We met a lady at the Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, or the Lori Vallow trial. And we met a lady who had driven from Louisville. She drove to Idaho, and she was there for the whole trial. She was really nice. I don't know if she follows us or not, but she was super sweet. Yeah, we could. The UK peeps. Ruby, you got room? Who else is there? Funda Cruz? Wait, who else? No, Funda Cruz, you're not there. You're where are you from? It's Flame Lily is from the UK, right? I always get the F word, your F names. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be really fun. So anyway, glad you're here. Thanks for joining us on Saturday morning, trying to get back on track. I know people aren't used to me having my Saturday lives. So hopefully once I get used to everybody like, oh yeah, Kathy's doing her Saturday lives again. Your husband won't fly. Will he drive with you to Nashville? You know what's so funny about flying? Because flying freaks people out a lot, but it's actually safer than driving. But it's the control. I think we all have this oh my God, I'm not in control of anything on a plane up there in the middle of a freaking tube flying through the sky. It just seems so unnatural, right? So it makes sense. And I think about it all the time. I'm like, people that are afraid of flying, I'm like, gosh, I would have been a flight attendant right now for 40 years. 2024 would have been 40 years. And all my friends are still flying. And they're still working. They're still in the sky. So, that kind of puts a perspective on how safe it is. Like their entire career, 40 years, they've been back and forth every week. He would anything to get out of California for a while. So he likes to trip. He just yeah, that lady, her name is Marcella. I haven't seen her here lately, but she was so nice. Yes. Remember? And we talked to her at CrimeCon. We took some selfies with her and stuff. It was fun. She was really sweet. I haven't seen her in the lives though. Maybe she doesn't know I do my Saturday lives. Oh yeah, the cancellations and layovers are awful. I've been really lucky. My last 2 trips to Greece went flawlessly, but I go, I don't know why, but like right before I go, like for the week before, I watch the flights, like my flights, were they on time? Did they make their connections? Like all my flights, were they delayed? What time did they get there? And I'm like, well, it really doesn't make a difference about what happens to my flight, but it does make a difference, to kind of know what's going on out there. But it stunk when I went back to flying in 2015 for a little bit. It really sucks because there were so many delays, and we as flight attendants didn't get paid for the delays. You have to be there, you have to check in, you're waiting, but you're not paid until that door closes and the plane pushes back. So that was a bummer. That was a lot of waste time for no money, right? Oh, she did? She was? Oh, that's so cool. She was Oh yeah, by the way, they said they are accepting people to be volunteers at CrimeCon, and they still want you to buy your ticket, but sign up to be a volunteer, and they will reimburse you your ticket back if they have you volunteer. So that's a good way to go to CrimeCon and spend nothing. Maybe your hotel. I wonder if they'd even give you a better discount on that too. Your neighbor just visited Greece and had a great time. I love it. I am watching Airfare again. My cousin's getting married. My first cousin, her son is getting married in June. So I but June is peak season and airfares right now. I keep watching. I'm like, oh, Percy. No. 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 But June's peak season, so the airfares are really, because I like to go like the beginning of September because the colleges are back, the kids are back in school, and airfares go like in half by then. So it's a bummer, but they're getting married then in June. So I'm gonna go. Then again, I was so exhausted though coming home this last time. I thought, oh, I'm not gonna go for a couple years, but my cousin's son's getting married, and I'm not. It'd be really fun to go to a real Greek wedding in Greece. So I've never been, so I'm gonna do that. But we had a great time. Great time. In fact, this shirt I'm wearing, I got it at a distillery, this family-owned distillery. It's called I can't even read it, but the Kipton or something like that is the name of this tree that grows on the island of Naxos. It's a citrus tree, and basically it's native to Naxos, and the fruit looks like big like lemons, but they don't make the drink with the lemons. They make it with the leaves. And this is a family owned distillery. And it was really interesting. We went to did their little tour and tasting and stuff. That was really, really cool. But they don't export at all. So I was like, so I got to come here to buy some. Yeah, they don't export. So it was really cool. Very interesting. Nice family. Grandfather started it. Great grandfather started it. The girl that did the tour for us, she was the 4th generation of the family. So that was cool. All right. So back to true crime, since that's what we're here for. The first one popped up last night in Bakersfield. I had a Greek wedding in Anaheim. So yeah, they're fun, that right? You obviously went. They're so fun. We had a lot of fun. In fact, I'm missing one this weekend in Ohio. My cousin's getting married today. But what happens when you have that many people in your family? I was looking at airfares for that too, but I was like, just came back from Greece. I can't go anywhere. But yeah, they're fun. And I watched Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 the other night. That was good. My mom enjoyed it. It was funny because there's one part on the movie where they're all getting on the plane in Chicago. And I started busting up because she goes, is every Greek person in Chicago on this flight? And it was like, oh my gosh, because we changed planes in Chicago and everybody around us was talking Greek, hey, like talking to each other across the plane and stuff. It was really funny. So, and then I told you I got some nice jewelry when we were there. Yeah. And the jeweler happens to be friends with my cousin. So it's like freaking weird. I'm like, hey, I'm Joanna cousin. And he's like, oh, Demos Jewelry. If you're ever in Athens, Dimos, Steve Demos Jewelry. He's amazing. He's a jewelry designer. He has beautiful jewelry. I'm not wearing any of it right now because I'm kind of scared to wear it. I don't know. But I got earrings, a ring, a bracelet, and then my wrists are really small, so he made a pendant for me out of one of the links of the bracelet, and it was awesome. So marriage didn't last. Neither did mine, Gayla. Neither did mine. Mine didn't last either, but it was fun. Wedding was fun. Mine lasted enough to have 4 kids, and we're friends, so we're good. Just was young and a little dumb at the time. So, all right. So what I was going to talk about is I came across this missing girl case last night, and I was watching a news clip about it, and I was like, oh, weird. But they were like, but they don't suspect foul play. And I was like, oh. And then this morning I started snooping on it a little more, and the story's even a little weirder. And then I looked at the Facebook of the sheriff department that has announced that she's missing, and congratulations, Funda Cruz. And there was a body cam footage of this girl. Her name's Chelsea Grimm, and of a cop that came up to her car when she was pulled over on the side of the road. And the story's really weird. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of going, is this one going to get big? Is this weird or what? So let me see if I can find one of the first news clips so you guys can see that. And then we can kind of dig into her a little bit first. Okay. Let me find it. Hang in there, chill. Okay. Okay, here's the first one. I'll share. See if I can get the share. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I have to move this so I can see both at the same time. Where's that? Okay. No, I don't want to leave. I'm going to check this one right here. If I can get audio. Where's my audio? Do you guys have audio?
Tonight, the Coco News.
Oh, hold on. My audio is messed up. Hold on. My earpods aren't in the right. My audio isn't connected. Okay, got it. All right.
Nino County Sheriff's Office says they need your help trying to find this missing 32-year-old woman. Chelsea Grimm was last seen back on September 28th in Williams, Arizona. Days later, her car found just outside of Ash Fork with 2 flat tires. That's where we start this Thursday night here on 12 News at 10 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jonathan McCall. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono talking with Chelsea's parents tonight. And Bianca, the big question, do they have any idea where she could be?
Jonathan, unfortunately, they don't. Chelsea was on a road trip on her way to Connecticut, where her parents live, when she told them she decided to stop and camp in Arizona for a couple of days. Now they're asking the public to share Chelsea's photo as much as possible with the hopes that someone saw her.
You wouldn't wish it on anyone.
It's been 2 weeks since Stephen and Janet Grimm have heard from their daughter every morning since, waking up with hope that will change.
It's been just a horrible, horrible, horrible experience.
On September 24th, Chelsea Grimm left her home in San Diego for a cross-country road trip, heading to Connecticut for a wedding and to see her parents. The 32-year-old with a master's degree from NYU in clinical social work was alone, with the exception of her pet bearded dragon. 3 days later, her parents got a call.
She had gotten as far as Arizona, and she called us and said, I don't think I'm going to make the wedding. I don't think I can get there in time. She said, I think what I'm going to do is just take a couple of days and camp. I'll get back to you. Please don't expect to hear from me for a couple of days.
I wouldn't say it was usual, but she's got skills. It's not the first time she's ever been in the wilderness.
After several days went by, Chelsea's parents reported her missing to Phoenix police. And on October 5th, hunters in the Kaibab National Forest northeast of Ash Fork, Arizona, reported a suspicious car parked with 2 flat tires. According to the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, the car, a 2019 white Ford Escape, was Chelsea's, only she was nowhere to be found.
Her pet was gone, her wallet with her credit card, her debit card, her driver's license was gone, clothes and a sleeping bag were gone.
Chelsea's camera was left behind in her car, which is where the sheriff's office found the most recent photos taken by her. Officials immediately launching a search effort in the area from the air
Hi
and
there,
on the ground.
Kavita.
They say no foul play is suspected.
Even if it seems
No foul
trivial,
play?
we're hoping that someone saw her.
Her family and friends urging the public to come forward with any information, looking forward to the day they wake up and talk to their daughter again.
We can't wait to get our baby girl back.
And Chelsea's parents tell me they typically spoke to her every day. They say her phone was pinged, but unfortunately it was turned off on either September 28th or the 29th. Again, if you have any information, contact the Coconino Sheriff's Office. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Let's hope that family can get some answers very soon and she will be found. Bianca, thank you.
So I thought that was weird because, hold on, let me pause that. I thought it was really weird. They said no foul play is suspected. But then this morning, I found another video where a police officer actually has her own body cam. And then I got into the Facebook, and apparently she was actually, her sister is posting and saying that her ex-boyfriend or something is trying to say he's her fiance, and he has a GoFundMe up about this. And she said he's abusive, and that's one of the reasons she was leaving. She was trying to get rid of him. Get away from him. So now I'm like suspicious, right? So let me find that one. Sorry, I just got everything on top of each other here. Let's see. So this one, let me see. There's one. I want to show you the one with the body cam footage. Yeah. Okay. Let me share this. Give me one sec. All right, here we go. Right, that's what I'm thinking, Gayla. Like the ex, like there's something weird. I'll show you the Facebook post too.
My life is essentially being on tour. How do I have tools that can leverage myself, or there can be more of me getting stuff cleared in the queue as quickly as possible?
We need something that transcends space and time. PDFs.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
New body camera video tonight shows a Williams police officer making contact with 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm days before her car was found on a remote road without her in it. In the video, the officer says they got a call for suspicious activity near the cemetery in Williams, and he came to check on her. Chelsea appears to be upset and explains she was working on a photography project.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road.
Her disappearance, days after this video was recorded, has both family and authorities confused, searching high and low for tips as to where she went. Here's what we know so far. Chelsea planned to drive from her home in San Diego to Connecticut to meet her family for a wedding, but she told her family she was stopping to camp in Arizona instead. Investigators know on September 27th, she met a friend in Phoenix, then canceled lunch with that friend the next day. On September 28th, she surfaces in Williams and has that conversation with the officer, telling him she's planning to camp nearby.
Yeah, if it's okay with you, if I hang out here for another like 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, I think.
Do you have like a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha. Well,
I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
The yellow lights over there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
The sheriff's office says on September 30th, a woodcutter in an area near Ash Fork, Arizona, sees Chelsea camping in her car, talks to her, and she says she's okay. But that's the last known contact she had with anyone.
We're trying our best to hold on to the positive outcome scenarios and put our faith in the authorities.
On October 4th, her parents report her missing. And on October 5th, hunters in the same rural area find her abandoned Ford Focus SUV in the middle of a dirt road with flat tires on the right side. It was locked, many of her belongings were found inside, but there was no trace of her, and all cell phone and credit card activity has since stopped. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office says while they don't suspect foul play at this point, they're trying to figure out if she got in another vehicle or if she hiked out. Either way, by the time they began investigating her disappearance, it had already been 5 days since the last time anyone saw her alive. The sheriff's office tells me they're actively working with her family and friends on any tips and leads. She also has a pet bearded dragon that is a good identifying factor and possible clue to her whereabouts if it's found. Of course, if you have any information about Chelsea Grimm, please call the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, and we'll also be staying on top of this investigation. Live in the newsroom tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.
So strange that her vehicle was found with everything inside, but the tires flat, and it just doesn't add up. Brianna, thank you. I know you'll continue to update us on that search.
Okay, and then I wanted to find let me find the Facebook page that I was telling you about this. I'd say Chelsea. Missing. Okay. All right. Let's share this, please, Kathy. Where's your present? Yeah, something really is very fishy. Okay, hold on here. Okay, this is from the 9th. It basically says the same thing. And then there's some pictures, but there's some comments. Let me see if I can find the right one. Any updates? I live and work in the area. Her case has caught my attention. Shared with prayers. I want to find the one about where her sister posts. Let me keep looking. My sister. Okay, this is her sister. She said, my sister Chelsea is missing in Arizona. Please contact. And then if you go here, there's some comments. This is it. Okay, this is the boyfriend, guys, right? It says, hi, guys. I wanted to mention a couple of things. For context, I'm Chelsea's ex-boyfriend. We broke up in March. Haven't spoken since July at latest. I've been doing my best in communicating with the family and the police to provide any information at all that is beneficial in their search for her. With regards to PJ, her latest boyfriend, the detective I spoke to, in addition to the family, are both saying he is not a person of interest. I understand that everyone's trying to help, but people calling Detective Luna in Arizona about how some lowlife in San Diego is distracting from the search efforts. That being said, the San Diego Police Department is looking for him regarding other things in relation to her, so please direct any calls about him to them. If you guys have any information regarding Chelsea's whereabouts in Arizona or sightings, please call the number listed instead of posting here. While I think I can speak for everyone here and say that we greatly appreciate your posting this and trying to help, phone and email is the best way of contacting the people looking for her, especially the police. Facebook comments and notifications can easily get lost in the shuffle, and it can take a while to get that info to the proper authorities, especially if it's secondhand from someone reading it here. Thank you all for caring and trying to help. I'm super appreciative of everyone's support and attempts to locate Chelsea. And again, I think I can say the family feels the same. But there's a comment from her sister that I need to find. Now, this person, I'll find it. It'll pop up. We saw her while out scouting on the 29th off the I-24 road west of Williams around 6:15. The first selfie picture is the location we've seen her in. She was walking towards Johnson Canyon, calling in to give more details. And then somebody's like, this is great. So this is where they saw her approximately, these people. She's 32, around 5'7". Somebody has property. I'm trying to find the sister's post saying that don't listen to the boyfriend. And I don't know if she's talking about this boyfriend or the other boyfriend. Let's see. Looking. Where's the sister? I know it's in this one. Does she know someone in the late 90s, early 2000s? Stop. Do not post here. This, please. This is serious. Go somewhere else. Oh, I don't know what that's all about. Where is her sister? Her sister is the one that made a comment about don't listen to the boyfriend. Let's see. This is the sister. Think about you and your family. Lots of love. Grimm is her, Grimm or Grimm. Grimm is her official name. I tagged as many mutual friends, sending prayers. I'm a reporter with CBS 8 San Diego. So this story is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here. But there's, this is her Facebook. If anybody is looking, Lori, if you see where I'm talking about it all, if you're like on your phone, if you can look and see. She got her clinical social worker. Okay, this is her last post on her. This is old. She's old. Okay, she hasn't posted anything in a while. But the sister, I really want to find where the sister said something about the boyfriend and the GoFundMe. I can't believe I didn't save it. Maybe I did somewhere else. Hold on, let me look and see if I have it up over here. Oh, I hate that. I hate when you see something and then you can't find it again. It makes me crazy. Okay, wait. Hey, just a minute. Okay. I hate having a sidekick when I'm trying to do my live streams. Damn, I can't find it. Does anybody see it anywhere? Yeah, I'm just really curious about this comment that her sister made about the boyfriend and the GoFundMe, and now I'm like making myself crazy. About where it is. Okay, hold on. You guys bear with me because I feel like it's important. Okay, hold on. That's not it. All right, I'm having issues. Her sister posted it, but she posted it on, I know she posted it on where I saw it was on this sheriff's department photo posting. But there's so many comments there now. It's hard to find. So yeah, I mean, there's just something weird going on here, right? Because why is her sister saying ignore the boyfriend? And I don't know which boyfriend she's talking about, but she said he's saying he's her fiance and he put out a GoFundMe on this. with the different cases out right now and with the cops abducting people, I don't feel it, but it's possible. Sister suspects something about the boyfriend. Yeah, that's what it sounds like too. Anyway, I'll dig up more so we can move on, but I know this is weird. Okay, hold on. This person says, Oliver Young, have you heard from Chelsea Bell McGrimm recently? Do you have any connections in Arizona? And then some chick says, I got a weird text too. It went to Sarah. I wonder who else may have received it. Someone says it looks like she was wearing sandals. And then somebody says someone has her, and then that got all confusing. I don't like that they do most relevant. I don't want most relevant. I want all the comments because the sister's comment is relevant. Let's see. Newest. Find it hard for her to be lost out there. Does she know someone in the late 90s, 2000? Okay, here we go. Got it. Woohoo, finally. Urgent. Please do not cooperate with the man in the attached or donate to his GoFundMe. He is claiming he's my sister's fiance, but I have proof that she dumped him and that he's abusive. His name is Philip John Brenner, 33, and he has an extensive criminal record. His friend Elias is his accomplice. See what I mean? Something freaking weird's going on. It doesn't sound suspicious to you, Jenny? A lot can happen if she went hiking by herself. Mother Nature can be very unforgiving, although 2 flat tires, what are the odds? And why would you? Okay, San Diego to Arizona isn't very far. She literally got almost nowhere on this road trip to Connecticut. Why would she just be like, oh, never mind, I'm not coming to the wedding? That's weird, right? That's weird. I don't know. My spidey senses say something really weird is going on. I don't think she just decided to not go to her family wedding, not see her parents, hang out in Arizona and camp and cry in her car. And I find something really strange going on myself, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, Lori. I don't know. Okay, so then let me go back here so I can see this. So she says, get my mouse on my right screen. Please do not cooperate with him. He has extensive criminal background. His friend Elias is his accomplice. So let's look here. Oh, now it says it's not available. So whoever, they took it away. After she linked it. And then this person says, have the police questioned those guys? I'll share this info. Some friends in Williams. Godspeed. So, I'm suspicious. Especially, anybody that tells me they have an abusive ex that they just ditched or just broke up with, that right there is the biggest red flag on the planet. My friend was leaving her husband. The day she left, she was found shot in the head. Suicide. Yeah, right. No investigation. Okay. I have personal bias to this whole thing. So I could be wrong, but and she could be struggling with mental health issues very much. But she's a social worker, mental health counselor herself, but that doesn't mean anything really. Maybe someone sent the text from her phone. Yeah, her phone, they said, pinged. The last time it pinged was September, 28th? Just seems weird. I don't know. I don't trust the, let me see here. This is more. Oh, okay, I found something else here on what the sister's saying. Okay, this one's, again, she put the same thing, but this is under her page. My sister, Chelsea Bell McGrimm, is still missing. If you have any information, call. Do not donate to any GoFundMe about this. News media that have been covering the story. We have not authorized the one that Chelsea's abusive ex-partner has created, claiming he's still her fiance, even though she went to Arizona partially to escape him. She went to Arizona partially to escape him. So if she was driving to Connecticut, maybe she never was going to Connecticut. She was going to Arizona to escape him, but he thought she was going to... I don't know. Yeah. Right. Same. Yep. Red flags. Totally. Most recent photos are right here. That was the October 5th. They got a call from hunters of suspicious vehicle on Forest Service Road. Vehicle indicated belonged to Chelsea Grimm. Person reported missing as reported by Phoenix Police Department on October 4th. Last seen in September 28th in Williams. Information during the investigation suggests she was possibly in her vehicle on Forest Service Road on September 30th, traveling from San Diego to Connecticut. It's awful many days to not be like planning on camping and just randomly camping without supplies and stuff and not being seen anywhere. I don't know. There's another one. I know this might be a long shot, but you never know. People might know. I have friends on my Facebook from all over the U.S. This is my friend Chelsea Grimm, and she has been missing since around September 30th. We went to the Monarch School together in Montana, where we graduated high school. Please share. Her family and friends really need this to go viral. She was driving from San Diego back to her hometown in Connecticut for a wedding, and her car was found on a service road by hunters near Ash Fork, Arizona. Update: where her car was found is around Route 66. Is very remote. They're hoping she may have been exploring and maybe got lost. The community and law enforcement have issued a search and rescue, are all out searching. When was this? That's 5 days ago, though. And this is just other, like, anytime you put in those keywords. This is her sister posting something else about she's doing something, but she said, despite how worried about my sister and the fact that she's still missing, I have to believe she would want me to continue with my creative endeavors. So her sister is just keeping her own life. Lots of stuff. There's another one. I just found out that my OB neighbor, Chelsea Grimm, is missing. I wish with all my heart that she is found safe and sound. Please contact authorities. That was 21 hours ago. The girl in the picture below is one of my daughter and future son-in-law's friends that went missing in Arizona. So yeah, it's getting some momentum, which is good. It needs to be out there. But it's still weird. I just think it's weird. One day updated on this one. Coconino, whatever, county sheriff's is conducting its continued search for missing Chelsea Grimm. Office is releasing most recent photos. All right, so that's the news. Something has happened to her accidentally or on purpose. If she was fine, she would have contacted her family by now. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Something's about either she was out and she fell down into like a, those, you can go on edges of cliffs or whatever, slip and fall, hurt herself, but something's going on. She's not just normal. She's not just okay camping, at this point. It's too many days. Yeah. So, but it's like been a week now, right? More than a week. All right. So that's that one. I'm just, Route 66 is very cool. I've never done the drive. But you can go all the way from here, all the way on Route 66. I have a lot of friends that'll go to Chicago from California on Route 66. All right. So then I just wanted to go over a little bit. Let me unshare this stuff. The Lisa Montgomery case, because I'm actually in the middle of doing another long video that I've been editing and on Taylor Parker. I don't know if you know about Taylor Parker, but Taylor Parker is another womb raider. And she murdered a woman by the name of, hold on, Percy's got something in his mouth he can't have. Give me that. What do you got? Give me that. No. Why do you do that? Oh, stop. It's a packet of my lens cleaning wipes. I don't know. Lulu's 11 and she doesn't cause this kind of trouble. Yeah, you would think, right? I feel my suspicious, but I just have that suspicious nature of the boyfriend. But we'll see. I don't know. What do you think? Okay. So anyway, I've been doing this long form video. I will continue. I got to go get my flu shot in an hour at 12:30 because my new job that I'm starting wants me to have a flu shot. So I got to go get my flu shot. I usually get it every fall anyways. I'm just haven't done it yet this year. So it forces me to do it, but I got to do that at 12:30, but then I'll go back and finish editing my Taylor Parker video that I made. Oh, by the way, okay. Just a little update. I know I was telling you guys last week that I was switching jobs. So my job offered me to stay part-time. So I'm staying part-time at the job I have now, which is good because then I still have my PTO and stuff. And then I'm going to work a new job per diem. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll all work out and I can make more money because I'm poor. I'm broke. I'm not poor. I'm broke. My vacations cost me a lot of money. My house cost me a lot of money. That pool that I put in is costing me a lot of money. So Percy is a pug. And he is people didn't want him, so they gave him away and I wound up with him. And I tell him all the time, there's a reason those other people didn't want you. But he's adorable. He's got the cutest personality, but man, he's a pain in the butt sometimes. So Percy, what do you got now? Come here. Go lay down, would you? Both of you go lay down. Both of you. Go lay down. Go. So anyway, so that's what's going on with my job, but hopefully I'll still have more time because I know my long form videos. People in the beginning said they really like my long form videos. They just take so long. So I'm trying to free up more time so I can make more of those. And I'm working on the Taylor Parker one now. So I'm not going to get into that case because that will be a long form video. But a long time ago, I made a video about Lisa Montgomery. And I just kind of wanted to go over it a little bit and share that video and talk about it because it was one of the most interesting cases when it came down to this. Lisa Montgomery was actually put to death in 2021 for this case. And it's just, I just think that pregnant women, don't go anywhere by yourself. Don't answer any Craigslist ads by yourself. Don't go meet anybody by yourself. If somebody tries to befriend you and you're pregnant, that you meet somewhere, have your, don't make friends with anybody when you're newly pregnant, but old friends can do it too. But most likely it'll be somebody that is on the hunt for a pregnant woman. Just like the video I did last week. Right. Broke is relative, right? Bro. It's my fault. Let's just put it that way. I'm broke because I have expensive taste and I like to travel and I needed a pool, but I didn't really need. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And I'd like to retire someday. So I need to stash some money. And then, things like this, but I enjoy this. Costs me money too. Having, all the StreamYard and this and that. Forget everything costs money. Life costs money. And then of course, my biggest problem with my job that I have right now, my main job that I've had for 8 years, is 10 years ago in 2013, I was making $3 an hour more than I am right now. So my job does not pay what it should for RN. Just doesn't. But I like being home and I'm with my mom and I can, so there's give and take, but I need extra. Definitely need extra because the cost of living in the last couple of years has gone up. Okay. So, Lisa Montgomery, that's what we were going for here. All right. So let me share this. I'll just play a little bit, some pizzas. I'm going to play some pizzas. No, I'm not going to play any pizzas. That was the one I did last week. I did a video on this one last week that you're talking about, Gayla, where the baby died and the victim lived. Michelle Wilkins lived and the baby died. But this one, the baby actually lived and the mom died. And then the one that I'm doing, Taylor Parker, they both died. So this Michelle Montgomery, the baby lived. Mom died. The one I did the video on last week, baby died, mom lived, and then the Taylor Parker both died. So let me share this. I'll stop it because I want to talk about her a little bit, but I'll just give you the whole thing. Yeah, pizza. Maybe I'm hungry, huh? All right. And this is an old video that I did, so excuse it if it's kind of rough, but. And they were expecting their first child to be born. They lived in a small town in Missouri called Skidmore. The baby was later named Victoria Jo. She would be born on December 16th, 2004. This child's birthday would also be forever the date of her mother's murder. Bobby Jo's murder. Bobby Jo was brutally murdered in her home by a woman she befriended. This woman's name is Lisa Marie Montgomery. She is a mother of 4 who was pretending to be pregnant, would have been due December 13th, 2004. In an apparent desperation to produce a child, since she claimed to be pregnant, she viciously murdered Bobby Jo, and she cut the unborn child from her womb. In a few short weeks, December 8th, 2020, Lisa Marie Montgomery is scheduled to be executed by lethal injection in Texas. She will be the first female federal prisoner to be executed in a very long time.
That decision from a federal jury this afternoon. We have live team coverage tonight with reaction from both families. We begin with KMBC9's Peggy Bright, who's been following the trial since the very first day. Peggy.
Well, Jim, it took the jury less than 5 hours to reach their verdict. Montgomery's eyes were downcast and she cried quietly as the judge read the decision. Death for Lisa Montgomery and a lifetime of pain for her victim's family.
Welcome to Left Undone. Incomplete Investigations. Montgomery and her victim, Bobby Jo Stinnett.
Are you still wearing enough layers to insulate Alaska? That's why you need the new and improved bearskin.
A dog show in April of 2004. Both of them were involved in the breeding of rat terriers. See, they met at a dog show. She was looking for a victim. They became acquainted through an online message board dedicated to their mutual interest of breeding these dogs. Bobby Jo had a website called Happy Haven Farms. This was her dog breeding business, and it was located in the small town of Skidmore, Missouri. On this website, there were pictures of Bobby Jo and her dogs, and she shared about her life. When she became pregnant in the spring of 2004, she shared the news with her online community. Part of that community was Lisa Marie Montgomery. About the same time, Lisa, the eventual murderer, began telling her friends, family, and online community that she was pregnant. However, more than 10 years before Lisa had had a tubal ligation. Tubal ligation is permanent sterilization of the fallopian tube. You know what's interesting is that was the same thing with Taylor Parker. She had a tubal ligation and a hysterectomy and still lied and said that she was pregnant. They're cauterized in surgery and they are separated so the egg can no longer travel to the uterus. Some people call this tying their tubes. So basically, Lisa has had her tubes tied. Now, it does have a very small failure rate, so I can see her trying to get away with being pregnant, but later it was proven that her sterilization was actually successful and she was, in fact, sterile since her tubal ligation. She began wearing maternity clothes. She told people she tested positive for being pregnant, and she started behaving as if she were pregnant. Her current husband, Kevin Montgomery, who was her second husband, Kayla, mental health issues. So there's a expert, and I quote her. I looked up and I found some information that says that these women aren't necessarily, they don't necessarily bond with these babies. It's not really more about wanting a baby as it is about control, narcissism, and often it's to keep a man. And it was really interesting what the experts say about this. And it says while they do have mental health issues, they are mostly very controlling, very much con artists, and they are not psychotic, which I thought was really interesting. Husband, he was unaware of her tubal ligation. And he didn't know that she had had a tubal ligation after the birth of her fourth child from her previous marriage. Her 4 children and her husband believed that she was pregnant. And some of her acquaintances also believed that she was pregnant, but some did not. Her former husband and his current wife accused Lisa of deceiving her family. And they were well aware of the fact that she had had a tubal ligation. They knew that she had been sterilized for years. Her response to them, I will prove you wrong. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit to get to what happened. In purchasing one of the puppies.
Psychologists have discovered that procrastination isn't caused by laziness or lack of motivation, but instead.
So they agreed to meet the next day, December 16th, 2004, at Bobby Joe's home. Now, Lisa Montgomery lived in Melbourne, Kansas. It's over 100 miles away. So it's quite a drive for her to go to Bobby Joe's house. But since she was posing as Darlene Fisher, she said she was coming from Fairfax, Missouri, where she was saying that she lived, which is a town near Skidmore. That night, Bobby Joe told her mother and her husband, her mother's name is Becky Harper, and her husband, Zeb, that a woman from Fairfax was coming there to pick out a puppy. On December 16th, Lisa hopped in her car, drove herself from Melbourne to Skidmore. She got to Bobby Joe's residence about 12:30 p.m. In her jacket pocket, she carried a sharp kitchen knife and a white cord. The ladies took the puppies outside for a while and played with them. And at 2:30 p.m., Bobby Joe's mom, Becky, called her, reminding her that she was going to come pick up Becky from work in an hour at 3:30. After Bobby Joe hung up the phone, somewhere between that call at 2:30 and 3:30, when she was supposed to pick up her mother, she was brutally and fatally attacked by Lisa. Lisa used the cord to strangle Bobby Joe until she was unconscious. Then she took the kitchen knife and cut into Bobby Joe's abdomen, doing her own C-section of sorts. When this happened, Bobby Joe woke up. She regained consciousness and they struggled. There was evidence of a struggle. So then Lisa strangled Bobby Joe again a second time, killing her.
This case has finally come to a close, but we will never stop missing Bobby Joe. She was a sweet and loving wife, daughter, and sister, and would have been a wonderful mother.
Becky Harper is the mom of 23-year-old Bobby Joe Stinnett, the grandmother of Victoria Joe. Becky found Bobby Joe's bloody and battered body in her Skidmore, Missouri home on December 16, 2004. Victoria Joe was recovered the next day at the Melbourne, Kansas home of Lisa Montgomery.
Cut the umbilical. You know what's really sad is this mom found her daughter, and on the Taylor Parker case, the mom, Jessica Brooks is her name, found her as well. Her daughter dead, buried, or dead, bloody, and then baby ripped out of her womb. They're crazy, right? Umbilical cord and booked it. She left with the baby in her arms. She got in her car. She drove with the baby in her arms and was pinching the umbilical cord with her fingers to keep it from bleeding because it was not clamped. You need to clamp an umbilical cord or tie it off. And she held it with her fingers. When Bobby Joe didn't show up to pick up her mom, Becky, her mom called her a little after 3:30 and there was no answer. So Becky walked the 2 blocks to Bobby Joe's house and the front door was open. She went inside looking for her daughter and calling for her. She reached the dining room where she found Bobby Joe laying there in a mess of blood. She was freaked out and she called 911. When she called 911, she told the dispatcher that her daughter was 8 months pregnant and in need of medical care. She said it looked as if her stomach had exploded. Meanwhile, after Lisa Montgomery got away from Bobby Joe's house, she pulled her car over. She stopped the car to clamp the cord of the baby, suctioned the baby's mouth, and wiped the baby down with baby wipes. Now, the baby was about a month premature, so the baby might have had some difficulty breathing at this stage. It was really risky, to be honest. There was a small cut above the baby's eye, and she was crying. So basically, the baby was uninjured, thankfully. She cleaned the baby up, and she happened to have a car seat in her trunk. She got the car seat out, she put it in the car, and she put the baby in the car seat. From there, she drove to Topeka, Kansas, and she called her husband, Kevin, and announced that she had given birth. Oh, I was out shopping, I went into labor, and I gave birth at a clinic in Topeka. Come get me. She said, Abigail has been born. Named the baby Abigail. She told him she went into labor, she was Christmas shopping, and she said she went to a women's clinic and gave birth. She asked her husband to meet her at a parking lot near that clinic. And he did. He and 2 of Lisa's older children showed up to pick her up. Lisa and Kevin drove home in his truck with the baby, and Lisa's daughter and son drove her car home. Once they got home, they called friends and relatives to announce the arrival of their new beautiful baby girl, Abigail. They slept in the living room next to the baby's bassinet, and the next day, they actually went out about town, ran errands, went out to eat, and showed off their new baby girl in town. They introduced. Can you believe that? Like, she just was like, oh, come get me. I have the baby. Whoa, hey, come on. Oh, let's go out to dinner. Hey, everybody, look at my new baby. Like, what? like she wasn't going to get caught. If she didn't get caught, that would be really bizarre. But I'm wondering, we talked about this. How many people has this happened to where they actually didn't get caught? Like there's got to be some out there, right? That never got caught, that took the baby and just raised it. I don't know. Seems like there has to be some stories out there that it actually worked for them, unfortunately. Just Abigail to people they met. There's our new baby. Look at our new baby, Abigail. She was born yesterday. First of all, don't take your baby out the day after they're born. But anyways, we know this woman is batshit crazy, so we don't have to give her instructions. After they returned home, so this was December 17th, 2004, shortly after they returned home, law enforcement officials knocked on their door. Kevin, Lisa's husband, this is her second husband, answered the door and invited the officers in the home. Come on in. He was clueless, let me tell you. Lisa was sitting on the sofa, holding the baby. And according to news reports, an Amber Alert was actually on the news talking about this missing baby while the officers showed up in the house. Sergeant Investigator Randy Strong told them that they were investigating the murder of Bobby Joe Stinnett. He then asked them about their baby. And Lisa said, "Oh, I gave birth at a women's clinic in Topeka yesterday." She said to her husband, Kevin, "Go to the truck and get my discharge papers from the clinic." So he went out to the truck to retrieve these discharge papers and couldn't find them. Imagine that. Couldn't find them anywhere. So he came back in and the officers then said, Lisa, why don't we step outside and speak? She gave one of the other officers the baby to hold. Here, hold my baby. Hold Abigail. And she went outside with Officer Strong and explained. She came up with a new story here. She explained that her family was suffering from some financial difficulties and she didn't want her husband to know that she had had a home birth.
If I told you that there was a tried and true method that would help you land a TEDx talk,
new story,
in the next 30
new
days,
story.
Would you do it?
She said she had the home birth with the help of two friends. So he asked, well, what are the name of your two friends? And she said, well, they weren't actually here. They were just available by phone in case I had any problems during the birth. She told them, I gave birth in the kitchen and I threw the placenta in the creek. Just FYI, that's biohazard. You can't throw your placenta in a creek. But aside from that, the murder is a much bigger deal. So we know it didn't happen anyways. Lisa asked them to move the questioning to the sheriff's office. She clearly realized at this point that she was probably in big, fat trouble. Shortly thereafter, she did confess to killing Bobby Joe and removing the fetus from her body and abducting the child. The baby was returned to the father, and he named the baby Victoria Joe. Police were able to track down Lisa by checking computer records, examining online message boards, and tracing her IP address. And an IP address actually identifies a computer and the location of the computer. Colleagues confirmed that Kevin Montgomery worked at Acme Sign Company in Kansas City, Missouri. It's a 70-mile commute each way. So he would be gone a lot. So she could get away with delivering a baby in the kitchen or driving away and delivering a baby. Who knows? But he did work quite a bit away, 70 miles each way, expecting a baby. Now, so I'll just go a little forward here. Additional Montgomery.
Montgomery said the baby was hers.
It's a crime that's so vile, so shocking, and it was premeditated. And there's no doubt Lisa Montgomery killed Bobby Joe Stinnett. There's no doubt about that. And so I think it's an appropriate verdict.
The jury sent a clear message in their verdict form that while they believe Montgomery was physically, mentally, and sexually abused as a child, she is still totally responsible for the crimes she committed. Victoria Jo will turn 3 on the 3rd anniversary of her mother's murder. Her father and the rest of the family thanked everyone involved that they still have her. People like Nottoway County Sheriff Ben Espy.
Victoria Jo is very beautiful. Looks a lot like her mother. Talking, very intelligently talking.
She was 36 years old and she claimed to be pregnant. So that was that one. So as you know, she was sentenced. She was found guilty. She was sentenced to death. There was a stay on her execution at one point, but it actually wound up getting thrown out and they did put her to death. And I can't remember the exact day, but it was within the last couple years that she did get put to death. So let me get rid of this. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that because I'm working on these cases and I'm like, oh, I did one on a case, you know, that I've already done one on this case. So any of those kind of cases, the medical cases, the newborn cases, if you guys hear of any, send them to me because I'd like to do some more deep dives on those kind of cases. They intrigue me because I work with pregnant women on a daily basis and some of them are a little off and some of them are just fabulous. Most of them are just fabulous, you know, wonderful people excited to have their baby. But I've had some crazy things happen with my patients and, you know, and then you hear these kind of stories and you're like, wow, this could really get out of hand. This could really get out of hand. And like I said last week, yeah, but like they said, the experts actually say it's not really about wanting a baby. You'll have to watch my next video on that. Anyway, so, you know, dealing with these pregnant women, you just wonder what can go through their mind. And like I said last week, we had people, you know, that's why a OB unit is very under lock and key. Like you can't just walk off an elevator and go to a labor and delivery floor or a postpartum floor because this is the thing. People steal babies. That I did a video on the Paul Franzen case. He was stolen from his mother in the hospital in the 60s, 1960s. And in the last maybe 5, 6, 7 years, they figured that out, who he really was. So through DNA and stuff. So that does happen. And we had some suspicious people come into our unit. Like I said, I don't know if you were here last week, but I was talking about a woman that showed up one time with a suitcase in her hand and said her surrogate was there having her twins. And there was no surrogate having twins. We had to get security to get rid of her. So, you know, weird things happen. And then that's why, you know, you don't give your baby to any nurse that comes in and says, oh, I'm going to take your baby for some, you know, exam or whatever. You know, you have to see their credentials, make sure they really are. I remember one time when I had one of my kids, I actually rang the bell to have another nurse come make sure that nurse was supposed to be taking my baby. So you never know. And it happens. And I'm wondering how many people ever had gotten away with it. So if you hear any more of these kind of cases, definitely really right up my alley as far as cases to do videos on and talk about live streams and stuff too. Right. Back then they didn't have any security in the hospital. And that Paul Franzen case, I did a video on him. It was really interesting because the lady just posed as a nurse, said, hi, let me take your baby for something, and just took off, left with the baby, never seen again, wound up raising him. So, yeah. All right. So I think that's it for today. I got to go get my flu shot literally in 30 minutes. And thank you guys for being here. Thanks for joining me on my live streams. I'm back on Saturdays. Please spread the word if you know anybody that is interested in live streams and my channel. I would appreciate it so we can start growing again. And anything else anybody want to say before I go? My chat's way over here, so I keep turning my head to see you guys. You guys got some other, I'll have to go back and look at the chat because you guys are talking about some cases that might be interesting too that I didn't know about. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, well, I started a little bit late. I changed the time to 10:45, but just a little bit over an hour. So thanks again. Stay safe, stay well. I'll see you guys really soon next Saturday. Thank you, Gayla. Thank you, Pet Nancy, everybody that's here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, my mods. Lori Day, so much. Thanks for your help. And let's see. I will see you all next Saturday, and expect my video to be posted hopefully this weekend. And I got to do an afterglow. Afterglow will be back. I promise. That's coming back too as well.